story is told through the letter of Private John Sonny Newton McCabe, who served in Italy and North Africa with the 28th Māori Battalion. Private McCabe writes to his brother James McCabe, who at the time is fighting against the Imperial Japanese Army in the South Pacific. Two other brothers, Privates Harvey and Roy McCabe, are also fighting in North Africa and Italy. Sonny was one of 5 McCabe brothers. 4 brothers enlisted for military service during the Second World War, each in different military units. He was the only brother to volunteer for the 28th Māori Battalion. A 5th brother, Conway McCabe, was classified as having skills essential to the war effort and would serve his country at home in New Zealand. On the 11th of June 1943, Sonny was posted to the Māori Training Battalion in Egypt in preparation for the Allied invasion of Italy. He embarked with the battalion to Italy as a member of A Company. On the 22nd of October, the 28th Māori Battalion landed at Taranto, Italy, and was immediately deployed. We pick up Sonny's story from his hospital bed, where he is writing a letter to his brother James McCabe.
Hello, what's your name?
My name is Sylvia. What's yours?
My friends call me Sonny.
What's going on here then?
Hello, miss. How are you?
Better than you by the looks of things. What's wrong with you then?
It's just a flesh wound, miss. I'll be good as gold soon. And then I can get back to fight those Jerrys.
Looks like the only thing you'll be fighting is the infection that's eating away at your leg. What's that you got there? You're not going to tell me you're some kind of poet, are you?
I'm just writing a letter to my big brother Jim. He's with the Yanks, fighting those evil Japanese.
I got 2 other brothers fighting in this war too.
Too many brothers dying in this war for my liking. That's enough of that, Romeo. Maybe you should just focus on writing that letter. We'll focus on fixing your leg. Sophia, come with me.
Dear Jim, in Egypt in the desert, I nearly pigged out with pneumonia, which took me nearly 4 months to get over. But I landed in Italy in time for the first attack with the 8th Army. My luck has held in 4 attacks, but may stop any day.
On the 17th of January 1944, A Company are awaiting orders. Sensing the men's anxiety, Sonny tries to raise the spirits of his fellow soldiers.
Fellas, get ready to leave in 30 minutes. We roll out.
On the 17th of January 1944, the 28th Māori Battalion are ordered to deploy to Caserta, just south of Casino. The New Zealand Division's primary objective was to seize the railway station at Casino, clear the town, and then advance northwards up Route 6. The codename for the attack was Operation Avenger. On the 17th of February, A and B Company of the 28th Māori Battalion crossed the start line, about 375 yards south of the objective, sometime between 9:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. To reach the railway station, both companies would have to cross the Gari River and enter onto high ground prior to the station. To the left, they would strike a piece of high ground known as the hummock, and to the right and beyond was the railway station and the town. Sonny McCabe recorded his thoughts during this time.
On the 19th of February, 2 companies of the 28th Battalion were picked out to do the attack for the 5th Army on the Casino railway station, which we were to hold till daylight, when the bridges would be built and our tanks and armour would relieve us.
The approach to the objective was swampy, which made the going difficult, and A Company was held up at the hummock by wire and intense machine gun fire. On the right, B Company had fought its way through the minefield, wire and machine gun fire to reach its objective in the rail yard area, but it was achieved at great cost. The situation for the battalion became more precarious when at about 3 a.m. the moon exposed both companies' positions and they came under heavy enemy fire. Around 7 a.m. the first of the German counterattack to retake the station commenced. The initial German attack failed because of artillery fire. However, both companies were now coming under severe pressure. By 3:15 p.m. on the 18th of February, the Germans again counterattacked with infantry and tanks. Both companies were already in a precarious situation. Having suffered heavy casualties, they now heard the sound of approaching tanks. They were without any means to deal with this new threat, as they had no anti-tank weapons.
Half of our boys were killed in the attack at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Jerry attacked us with tanks. We had run out of ammo and were helpless.
Sometime between 3:30 p.m. and 4 p.m, it became obvious that both company positions were now untenable.
Our tanks and armor would relieve us, but daylight came and the bridge had not been completed. Then we knew we were done.
The first warning of disaster became apparent when survivors of A and B Company began returning to their lines around 4 p.m.
So we ran. 40 of us reached the first river and only 5 of us came out. I was the last to reach safety. 3 chaps who ran with me were killed. And I was shot through the right leg. The bullet hit the bone and blew the calf off my leg.
After reaching the far side of the river, Sonny crawled into a swamp near the Gari River for cover. Shortly after, he was approached by a German soldier who saw him and aimed his rifle at him with the obvious intention of finishing him off. From this point onwards, it took Sonny 2 days to crawl back to the battalion position. The losses sustained by the battalion appear to have been significant, with only about 66 men returning over a period of days.
I'm nearly okay, but I'm still a bit lame. But we have lost so many men that they do not leave you out very long, and a lot of us who are not fit are back again. Although I have been in hospital, I have only missed one attack with the division. That was the second attack on Casino, and our company did not go in, as there are now only 16 left.
Sonny, together with his brother Roy, revisited Casino and walked over the killing ground of the 17th and 19th of February. Sonny speaks of how he and others of the Māori battalion would go crawling out at night to recover the bodies of their mates, feeling around in the dark and touching the body parts of those who had fallen.
I showed Tup where we attacked and how I escaped, and the place gave us the shudders. The Māori battalion were burying our dead. The chaps who were with me on the night and day of the 19th of February. There were 40 of us left, and only 5 came out. I was one. I think that it was God who saved me on the 19th. I never prayed so hard as I did that day. I was lucky as I went to Holy Communion just before the attack.
Because of the heavy losses suffered by the battalion, many letters were written home in an attempt to prevent other family members from joining.
I think of the old days on the PWD and wish that you were with me, but it's much better to be separated. In our battalion, I have seen brothers together in the infantry, and it's no good. They nearly die worrying about each other. And when one goes, it's terrible.
Between the 17th of January and the 18th of May, Casino was assaulted 4 times by Allied troops, the last involving 20 divisions attacking along a 20-mile front. The German defenders were finally driven from their positions. But at a high cost. The capture of Monte Cassino resulted in 55,000 Allied casualties, with German losses being far fewer, estimated at around 20,000 killed and wounded. Unlike many brothers who fought in the Second World War, all 4 McCabe brothers would return home to New Zealand shores. While overseas in Austria, Sonny would meet his future wife, Sylvia Jeschkonig. They were married and had a son, Peter McCabe. Roy returned home from the war on the 21st of April 1945. He married Edna, and the marriage produced 3 children, Wayne, Dale and Debbie McCabe. While posted in North Africa, Harvey was listed as missing in action in the Western Desert. He was captured by the enemy, but would escape 3 days later. Harvey returned to New Zealand and married Mary. The marriage produced 5 sons, Lloyd, Pat, Darryl, Ross and Kerry McCabe. Posted to the Pacific Theatre, James was listed as a gunner. James married Elizabeth and they had 3 sons, Redvis, James and Roy McCabe. Listed as having services essential to the war effort, Conway served his country at home in New Zealand. Conway married Mary, producing a daughter, Carol McCabe.
The honor of the people with you. We will march, march, march to the enemy, and we'll fight right to the end. For God, for King and for country. Oh, hake up your kia kahe. Hake up your kia kahe. Oh, we will march, march.